We are on to our last couple examples here, and I'd like us to begin by just writing down this more complicated side. So we have tangent squared of x minus cotangent squared of x all over tangent of x plus cotangent of x. And we want to end up with just tangent of x minus cotangent of x. And kind of note that what we end up with kind of looks like the numerator, but without those squares on it. And there's a reason for that. And that is we're going to be able to factor and do some cancellation, and is what we'll be left with is tangent of x minus cotangent of x. Now, in order to be able to factor what we're looking at there, we have to be thinking about our difference of squares formula. And it's just that the A is equal to tangent and B is equal to cotangent. Right, and so using that formula here, we get tangent of x plus cotangent of x times tangent of x minus cotangent of x, and then all over tangent of x plus cotangent of x. All right, and looks like we have the same factor in the numerator and denominator, and that factor is tangent of x plus cotangent of x. So that means we're going to get a little bit of cancellation here, and we'll be left with tangent of x minus cotangent of x. Let's go ahead and try another one. I'm going to actually start off with this left-hand side. And you have actually a couple options here. Some of you might see that you can actually use difference of squares here if you just rewrite this a little bit. But some of you also might be thinking about using your Pythagorean identity maybe right now. And the idea is we want to end up with this 1 minus 2 sine squared of t. So if we use our Pythagorean identity to rewrite this cosine fourth of t, we can rewrite it in terms of just sine. Okay? And so then we'll end up with an equation that only has, sine squareds or sine to the fourth and maybe some constants in it. So let's give that a try. Okay? And the first step here is really going to just look like this: cosine squared of t squared. Okay. So all I've done here is I've rewritten cosine to the fourth of t. And let's see that Pythagorean identity. We have sine squared of t plus cosine squared of t is equal to 1. And we're trying to replace this cosine squared of t right here. So I'm going to solve for cosine squared of t in my Pythagorean identity. And so that means I can now replace cosine squared of t with 1 minus sine squared t. So we have 1 minus sine squared of t. And then we have minus sine to the fourth of t. And this is looking somewhat promising. Let's go ahead and distribute now. That's going to give us 1 minus 2 sine squared of t plus sine to the fourth of t. And then we still have minus sine to the fourth of t. right? And make sure when you are squaring this here that you're not just doing 1 squared minus sine to the fourth of t. Is what you really want to be doing here is 1 minus sine squared t times 1 minus sine squared t. Right? That's what it means to square 1 minus sine squared of t. Okay? And if you FOIL, you'll end up with this right here. Okay, so I see a sine to the fourth and a sine to the fourth canceling, so we're just left with 1 minus 2 sine squared of t, and we are done.